We have a few rules in English. You probably heard about these in school if you speak English natively. And that is, well, there's a few of them. And I'm going to say that most of these you don't really need to follow. So you have Robert Loth, who is the source of a few of these, not all of these, and that is a 18th century grammarian, and he essentially says that English should be more like Latin, and so we're going to use some Latin grammar rules in English, which doesn't really work because English is not Latin. For example, one is you cannot split your infinitives. So for example, you cannot say to boldly go because the infinitive in English is to go, and put boldly in there, you're splitting it. Well, the problem is that in Latin, your infinitives are one word, right? So ambulare means to walk, right? The ade ending is the infinitive part. And so we don't have that problem in Latin. And so it's not really a problem in English. You can split your infinitives. In fact, it works really nicely sometimes. The other one is, or another one rather, is that you cannot end your sentence with a preposition. You can actually end your sentence with a preposition. In Latin, no, but in English, yeah, it's perfectly fine. There's no problem with it. Another one Loth came up with is that double negatives essentially cancel each other out. This one is a bit trickier because in formal English, that is actually the case pretty much. You could say in informal English and colloquial English, that's not quite. Like, I didn't do nothing, right? I didn't do nothing. Works, right? It means I didn't do anything. It doesn't actually, no one listens to that and thinks, oh, I cancel each other out. He did something. Like, no. In English, traditionally, actually, you could use double negatives or triple negatives or quadruple negatives just to be more emphatic. Actually, it happens all the time when you read Old English texts and Middle English texts. It pops up quite a bit. The other one is not from Loth. It is actually from later in the 19th century. And this one has more of a purpose. It is to help children not make sentence fragments, but that is that you cannot begin a sentence with a conjunction. However, it is completely allowed and you can do it, of course, and it works rather well sometimes. Anyways, just thought those grammar rules, or rules, if you will, might be useful.